Welcome back to the channel. Another weekly transfer roundup for you then. Let's go over all the news and transfers this week. Also got a special guest joining us later to talk about the Saudi situation. Right, let's kick things off then. Kai Havertz, what's going on?
So random, isn't it?
It's such a random one to me.
Yeah,
I mean, 75 million they're asking for.
What? I thought I heard 60 on it.
That's what Arsenal want to pay 60.
Right.
Chelsea want 75. I'm between them like, what? What are either of the clubs thinking?
I don't... What?
Chelsea value him at 75 million, and why are Arsenal even after
you know what
him?
Chelsea are like? They want something from Mount, don't they? But where is he going to play for Arsenal?
This is what I'm scratching my head thinking. Because in my head, I'm like, do they want him as a striker? But then I'm like, clearly he's not good enough as a striker. I thought his best position was a 10.
Yeah.
Personally.
But they don't really play with
But they don't really need a 10.
Odegaard.
That's what I mean. Do you drop Odegaard deeper and then lose his sort of attacking play? I'm baffled by the whole situation. I can't understand.
I don't know where he plays.
That's what I mean. I don't understand where they want him.
Unless he goes, do you know what it could be?
What?
If they're going all in for Rice,
Yeah.
they get Rice as the DM.
Yeah.
And then they maybe think because he's so good, they play
So two
Havertz
eights.
and Odegaard because that's going to get you so many. That
Yeah,
does make sense.
I
But then it's
suppose
a lot on-
I'm still. We spoke
Rice.
about it last week, I think, with Mount. I'm unconvinced with Mount. I'm even more unconvinced with Havertz.
Yeah. Oh,
I've
it's
never.
such a weird one. Such a weird
I mean,
one.
he has this odd little
Flashes,
but
not-
But I've
yeah.
never been like, wow.
Yeah.
Havertz, he's got like even with Mount. Sometimes I've been like, well, yeah, okay, yeah, he's all right. But Havertz, I've never rated him. Never rated him.
Yeah, it was good in Bundesliga. It's not really done for Chelsea. Yeah, it's
Especially not 75 million.
really weird one.
Mental.
It's a really weird
I don't
one.
know where Chelsea get off asking for that sort of money.
Yeah, well,
It's a madness. I
don't know.
I can't get my head around it.
That's the only thing I think of where he plays. And other than that, I can't see where he plays.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a shout if that's really like
But
realistically
then
what
that's
they want.
really attacking, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like you got Jesus, and we spoke about it a while back now. That I'm not Jesus' biggest fan. I know you are, but I feel like if you're going to spend 75 million, you go get a class striker
don't start
to
with
replace Jesus.
No, you don't start. Yeah, you don't. You're an actual proper goal scorer. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Go get Osimhen or something. Yeah.
You could probably get Osimhen for 75,
that makes
85
sense.
million.
It's a weird one.
Madness.
Test Spurs' resolve with Kane for 75
I can't believe you
million,
would give him
mate.
straight finger, man. It wouldn't be in the face.
But yeah, no, I agree. I cannot understand this one at all.
Nah, it's baffling, really. It's baffling.
Is it just paper talk? I don't actually know. Do you know?
No, there's a lot of talks behind it. Yeah, there's a lot of hype behind it.
Yeah,
But on the subject of Spurs, then Madison's heating up a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
a
get buzzing,
little bit excited. I'm not going to lie, a
Yeah.
little bit excited because obviously, when you're talking about Newcastle and Spurs being in the race, I've sort of resigned to the fact that we weren't going to get him, and I really started turning my attentions elsewhere. But it's a few sources saying that
I've
it's
seen it
potentially
solid.
on, mate. After
Yeah.
the international break, apparently it's getting locked in.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently,
So
it's
an exciting one. That
close, so mate. Yeah, that'd be a good start if you got him.
it'd be great. Well, we've already signed someone. Big
Yeah.
Kulusevski,
Big
mate.
Kulo.
Got him over the line. Leafy
Yeah.
actually worked his magic, mate.
Yeah, you're at 5 mil off.
Got,
didn't you?
I think about 5 mil off, mate. Buzzing.
I love that. You
Yeah.
happy with that one?
Well, yeah, I wanted him anywhere. I mean, at
Yeah,
that
he's-
price, 22-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can,
No brainer, innit?
if he can get back to the form he was when he first come,
Yeah.
great player, mate. People
Sell
talk
on
about
value.
him absolute
Sell on value as well. So.
potential world class, mate. So yeah, potential. Your man just got announced today. Fucking won 7 of your awards in the awards video. Gary O'Neill sacked.
Mate, what's going on?
What's going on? When I saw it today, I texted you straight away like,
Mate, I was like, I thought it was a joke. I had to check it was April Fool's. I literally cannot for the life of me understand it.
it's mental.
They've literally, as I've said a million times, they've got the worst squad in the league, all championship players. He kept them up with 3 games to
I know,
spare.
I know.
I was thinking on the way home actually today, I was like, if he kept them up on the last day
Yeah.
with a fluky own goal and they stayed up on goal difference, he still doesn't deserve to be sacked.
No.
And he kept them up for 3 games
Yeah,
to
I know.
spare. And I was like, right, who are they going to replace it with? And I thought, right, they must have a madness lined up. They've got some guy that I've never heard
I
of.
bet he's
from
already done. It's done.
Yeah,
Real,
some guy,
I can't remember the team.
some guy I've never heard of. He might be a great manager, but it's a risk.
That's
It's a
what I mean.
risk.
But Gary
He's not
had
got
him
that experience.
playing well.
I don't understand it.
I know.
Attacking football.
Baffled me.
Honestly, I cannot for the life of me.
I thought Steve's going to be going over there and getting his awards back.
Mate, honestly,
Mental,
nah,
mate.
he deserves them. We can keep him. But yeah, I feel for Gas. But mate, whoever
Whoever made that decision.
sacks, they
I
need
mean,
to
the
sack
problem
themselves.
is now, because he's done so well, sooner or later that manager, if he doesn't hit the ground running, they're going to be, the fans and media
This
are
is
going to
the
be
thing.
on their
They've
back.
put so much pressure on themselves now because
Yeah.
if they don't get this right, if he
That's what I mean.
flops, the fans
They
will
would have
feel-
been more sensible. Okay, obviously you
just
don't know
don't
the
get it.
situation behind the scenes with the manager and everything.
I think-
but they would have been more sensible. Give him a few games to start the season. If he doesn't perform well, Gary O'Neill I'm talking about.
Weird.
And then you'd be like, okay, do you know what? We've got this other manager lined up. We're going to have to let you go, mate.
He's a
Like,
free agent anyway, so where's he going to go?
I don't know.
It's
Crazy.
so weird. Honestly, I don't understand it. Bournemouth fans must be fuming. They must be confused. I feel for
Well,
them.
you would be, wouldn't you?
I'd be like, what?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying, though. Surely, if this new manager doesn't hit the ground running, the fans, the media are going to be on the owner's back and the manager's back.
I heard on the radio on Talksport on the way in, and it was like, oh, they've appointed this guy from Spain. He was Leeds were looking at him before they brought Jesse Marsh in. I was like, what?
It doesn't really show you the calibre, does it?
I was like, what the flip? Unless they're bringing Pep in, what are they doing? I don't understand.
I don't know. Gary doesn't like it, mate.
But honestly,
he's done a good job. He doesn't deserve. That's what I mean. It's a weird one. There's been a few weird ones like that in history. I always thought. Do you remember Ranieri getting sacked? Just won the league and he gets sacked like halfway through the season or something.
Is this at Leicester?
Yeah,
but
there's been a couple I can't think of.
They
top of my head.
were in poor form at the time. And they were down, but he's just kept them up.
Yeah. But remember at Chelsea, who was that?
Yeah, but that's Chelsea. It's different.
Yeah, but the guy just won the Champions League and they sacked him.
Yeah, but that's different. Yeah, but in the league form was poor. You can understand that there's some rationale behind this.
Yeah.
He's kept them up with 3 games to spare.
No, it is crazy. He
with
definitely deserved more.
With every man and their dog that we said they were going to finish rock bottom or at least get relegated. Yeah. It's madness.
Yeah, he definitely deserved a bit of chance.
I can't wait until we do our predictions.
Even just like a few.
I can't wait until we do our
predictions. We're going to relegate him straight off the bat, just out of spite.
I'm going to put him where they fucking deserve to be now. Poor Gary.
Right.
But Prem teams will be queuing for him when the first lot of Prem managers get.
Yeah, he'd probably be in that first batch.
He's in, isn't he?
Yeah, you'd have thought so.
Yeah.
Right, let's get on to Bayern Munich and get a bit busy. They're after rumours of Kyle Walker, which I think's mental.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Cancelo? What's happening with him?
Cancelo,
isn't it? Cancelo.
Well, apparently he's back. I don't think they're interested. No, but I was just going to say, like, I don't understand what they after. Like, they're just testing out City's like fullbacks.
Yeah, God knows.
I don't understand why they think City would sell him.
He's only got a year left, I think.
Yeah, but you look at Bernardo and Gundogan, like, okay, yeah, they're potentially both going to leave, funny enough, actually. I don't know what point I'm trying to make there, but I don't know, yeah, but you listen to all the players, like, especially when they're talking about their, like, celebration, like, tours and stuff that they're doing, they all wax lyrical about Walker, mate.
Yeah, but it's one of them, is it, they've just won
I saw Grealish even sort of saying to Henri, like, it was like, in your prime, do you think you go him?
It's one of them, though. They've just won the treble. Yeah, is now a good. If your contract's running down, is now a good time to go. What else are you going to achieve there? You just won the treble.
Yeah, but Walker, yeah, because he's English and everything. I just see it a little bit differently. Would you really want to go? You're 30, 31. Would you really want to go to Bayern Munich and finish your career?
Might as well go Saudis or
America. You'd go back to like Sheffield or something. Well, where you started.
I was just about to say, I heard that on the radio the other day. That Sheffield United are interested in him.
They can't
trying to get him in. But then I thought, they wouldn't be able to afford him.
No, and
that's what I thought.
He's a sort of player that stays at City for another 2 years, then finishes his career at Spurs or Sheffield as a little last hurrah. He doesn't go to Bayern. I didn't see it. I don't think there's a lot of legs on it.
But no one knew though. It's probably got no credible people saying
shut up. Right, Kim and John as well on the subject to Bayern.
Kim and John?
Yeah, locking him in. Kim and John. You know Kim and John.
North Korean. Where's he going?
Is his name Kim and John?
Kim and John? Yeah, I think so.
But the guy I'm trying to think of is South Korean. Kim and Jae. You twit.
Oh, that has done me. He's a CDM and he's a beast.
Yeah.
Get around it.
Yeah.
Loves the tackle. Loves the tackle.
I think Kim and John's about 3'5". Yeah. Don't nuke us. What am I saying?
I know what you mean. Where's he going?
Bayern. Locked in, mate.
Look, is that happening?
Yeah. Final stages, I believe.
He's a good player.
So, yeah. I mean, obviously, United were after him. I would have liked to have him.
But that's one of your dream gone. So Kim Min John's gone. Kim and Jae's gone. But what about
David Raya and Maddison are nearly there, so I'm happy with them.
What about Oblak?
All Blacks, he's still not written back. He's still not interested. Right, Brighton. They're after, want to sign Levi Colwell. Is it Colwell? Colchill? I can't remember.
Colwell, yeah.
It's Colwill. It's spelled Colwill.
You say Colwell. On a permo?
Yeah,
good.
They've offered 30 million. I think Chelsea have rejected it, but they're looking like. I think they want to. Chelsea are going to try him because it looks like if all these rumours, I think a few of them are set in stone. We're going to talk about a few in a bit, but with the Saudi situation, but. Chelsea are full overhaul, mate. Poch is kicking them all out the door. And I think Levi's part of the plans, it looks like.
He wants to keep him, does he?
Looks like it, yeah.
Or do you reckon it'd take him to sell him?
Well, it depends. If Poch is like, oh, no, I want him because Koulibaly's potentially got out the door, so I think they want him.
He's left foot centre.
Well, you were saying about him,
we should be all over it, yeah. He's a left foot centre back. If you get funded 60 mil, I'd be all over it.
Buzzing for it. United interested in Pickford.
Interesting one.
45 mil, apparently. Which I'm a bit baffled by because I like Pickford. Yeah, I think he's a decent
I think
keeper.
he's a really good shot stopper.
But he's a great shot stopper. But I still think for a United team, I think as a shot stopper, he works well where he is at Everton and stuff. I think as a United or a top 6 team, you need to be a little bit more to your game.
Yeah,
and I don't think Pickford's got that.
As good as his feet is.
No, he's got good clearance.
He is good
He can find you along long distance, but I don't think he's... The problem with Pickford is he makes two occasional... Not occasional is not the right word. He makes too frequent mistakes for me.
I don't think he has in the last couple of years.
He does. That one with Liverpool a couple of years ago springs to mind. He's done a lot more, mate.
What did you
I
say?
can't bloody
Couple of
remember.
years ago?
Well, I can't remember off the string of my head.
Isn't he picking? I can't stand the guy. He literally ruined Van Dijk's life. But
Oh yeah.
I think he is a top keeper.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's top keeper, but if
is
you're a
he
United
is he
fan,
that much
that's
of
what
an
I'm saying.
upgrade on De Gea? Yeah,
That's what I'm
you're not
saying.
going to get excited
If
about
anything,
it.
I'd see
He's
it as
no Oblak.
downgrade.
He's no Oblak.
No, he's no black. I mean, but that's the thing. You're taking the piss, mate, and I'll have you outside. But you go for an All Black.
Yeah, you do, mate.
If you're United, I know obviously the whole owner situation's up in the air, but
If in
I don't
doubt,
know.
go for
But then
Oblak.
David Raya. Obviously, I'm a bit
Yeah.
biased because I really want him. But surely, if United come along,
How old is David Raya?
27.
It's not that old for a keeper.
No,
Yeah,
it's a great age.
Yeah, yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, I'm just a bit baffled by it, and I don't see.
I think he could-
The problem is, Pickford signed a long-term contract due when Arsenal, when Everton were basically on the verge of getting relegated, which I found baffling at the time. Because why do you sign a new long contract unless there was a clause in there? If we get relegated, then
just to protect
there's a release clause.
protect his value, isn't it? So they get some good money.
Yeah, no, I see it from Everton's side. I get that, but why? If you're Pickford, why are you signing a long-term contract if you're about to get relegated potentially? That's what just baffled me.
Yeah, maybe he's kind of protecting the club, isn't he? So they get money for it.
Yeah,
He still gets to go, doesn't he? But
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Unless there was a clause.
It's one
in
of
it.
them. Like I think he could be really good for United, or he could just be very average. I don't think it's really that.
No, I think he's a good keeper.
He's a good keeper. Yeah, I'm sure as a shop stopper.
Yeah, I like him. Also, still the saga with Mount's not getting any
Yeah, what's up on that?
quieter. They're still after him.
Quite, isn't it?
I don't think they want to pay what Chelsea want, but
150 mil.
no, I think realistically they want how much? I've seen bids around 40. Because bear in mind he's in his last year's contract as well.
Yeah, but they want that 70.
How many players are in their last year of
Wasn't
bloody
it like 50?
contracts, mate?
When they like 50, they bid.
Last time I heard was 40.
Right.
I think Chelsea holding out for like 60-ish.
Okay.
But I mean, it's going to get over the line. It's going to get done, isn't it? It's one of them ones. I don't think anyone else is really after him.
No.
It's not like Casados or Rice's where there's a few teams are like, all right, potentially a bidding war. I see like Mount in it. It's going to get done. Cucurella,
Where's he off to?
potentially Newcastle, mate.
Really?
And we talked about them needing a left back.
Yeah, makes
But is he the answer?
Makes sense.
I mean, if you can find his form
I think it'd be
from
decent.
Brighton, but the player we saw at Chelsea last season, absolutely not. If you're Dan Burn, you're laughing
Yeah, but
because you're given 3 games, mate. And you're back in the team.
Who played well at Chelsea?
Yeah, no, I get that, but he really stunk the place out. He was
yeah.
shocking. He looked lost.
How
He was
much?
lost,
How much
lost.
are you talking?
I hadn't heard figures being chucked around. I just heard that
They-
Newcastle were interested.
They need to get.
Well,
back
obviously,
to
like we
Rachel,
just
don't
said,
they?
Chelsea are trying to flog everyone off.
I'm starting after Trent's obviously played so well in England's midfield.
Yeah, about that.
I
wasn't going to bring that up, but now you've just brought it up.
Go on.
Like, yeah, he's good. I really like Trent, and he had a good game. But people were talking about him
Right.
like he was absolutely world class.
He's world class.
Well, hang on. Let me finish my point.
Yeah.
That game, who were we playing?
Yeah, but Multop. But he does that when he stepped into midfield for us for the last 10, 15 games.
I know. I fully appreciate that. A lot of people have been saying for a long time now he should be playing in midfield, but the whole thing that people are like blowing absolute smoke up his ass, mate. He's got a couple of bonfires going up his ass with all the way everyone's been talking about
Well,
him. I'm like, it's Malta, mate.
Yeah, I know it's smart, but
Calm down.
I mean that pass for the goal for the
Yeah, it was great.
goal was class, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
His goal. No, but it was a great performance. Just
No, he had a great game,
Yeah.
but it's Malta.
yeah, okay. Maybe people go over the top.
He's not done
they
it.
generally do, but
A big game.
yeah, but imagine if he's playing in every week, how much better it'd go.
No, I think he should be a midfielder. I think it'd be
But-
great as a midfielder.
The reason I brought him up is because to me, I want him to play midfield now.
But then does that not say you need a right back?
Exactly. So why do you start him centre back and then why do you start him right back? Sorry, to move into midfield, and then we could potentially get got out on the right back.
Yeah, but he's playing
Because Konata's covering it, so because he's playing the inverted role.
Yeah.
Just sack that off. He's another midfielder. Get Thuram, him, Thuram and McAllister in midfield free, and then go get a right back. Don't get another 2 midfielders. Makes no sense. Play Trent in there.
Hang on a minute. Before the start of the season, mate, you were saying you need 3 midfielders.
Yeah. Thuram,
Oh, sorry. I see what you're saying.
McAllister, and Trent, and then you get a right back instead. So you play Trent in
Is
there.
that enough? Because then you've got
That's effectively three midfielders because Trent.
Is Thuram defensive midfielder then? Because I thought he was more attacking.
He's not attacking. He's like an 8, but he has played DM.
That would worry me though. If you had Trent because he can't defend, McAllister can't defend, and Thuram
defended midfield. It's a different ball game, isn't it? But Thuram, I think, can play a lot deeper.
Yeah, but in my eyes, you need a defensive midfielder. Because I don't think, you want to get rid of Fabinho, but has he got enough in the tank to get you another full season? I think he's staying another year. But yeah,
we've got Stefan, haven't we? Big Steph Bekicic.
Oh, yeah, true. Right, then, we've got to talk about this Saudi situation. Joining us today is Kevin Antonini, long-term supporter of the channel and our resident Wolves fan. Really appreciate you being here, Kev.
How you doing, Kev?
Ruben Neves.
Yeah, all good. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
No, I appreciate you being here, mate. Ruben Neves.
Yeah, Ruben Neves. Bit of a shocker, really. I don't think anybody really expected him to be going to Saudi Arabia of all places.
Yeah, a bit of a man.
It's going to be quite sad. I think, for a lot of fans, there's a lot of sentiment behind Ruben Neves. He's helped us come from the Championship back into Premier League. Been quite a pivotal figure in the team for a long time now. So it's a bit of a shock. We sort of had feelings that he was going to be going. Barcelona was the name being thrown around, but I don't think the negotiations were really going our way. 25 million, I think, was kind of the reported figure, and now we've managed to swindle 47 million. So it's just kind of like...
Yeah, it's not a bad deal,
sad,
is it?
but also... No, it's sad, but also sort of just show me the money, really, because we need it. With all the sort of financial fair play problems that we've had over the years, it's something that we're going to be struggling with, I think, this season. So we did need it. Whether or not it's the right move for him personally, I don't know, but he's got 47 million reasons as to why it is the right move. Yeah. Ultimately, he's not going to be able to achieve Champions League football in Saudi Arabia, but he's only 26, 27 years old.
Well, that's the thing.
So
26 years old. I think, obviously, as we're going to talk about some of the other players that are sort of either going over or not, he's still young.
It's not even.
You look at it like some other players like that have gone to your Americas back in the day and your Chinas and stuff in the past, and they've always been towards the back end of their career.
Yeah,
but 26, it's a bit crazy. But like you say, 47 million. I mean, Wolves are technically laughing. Like you said, 25 million that you were going to get from Barcelona, like obviously near enough double that. And obviously, it's enough money to then replace him and put a bit towards a new striker for yourself as well.
Yeah, definitely. And Lord knows we need help up front. But I do think we need something a bit more creative in the midfield. I think a lot of our problems don't just necessarily come from in front of goal. It's creating those chances in the box. And Neves he was always more of a defensive midfielder at best, and...
Yeah, but he did have that long passing range in him as well, didn't he?
Yeah, but we've got other players that can probably do that. Maybe not as well as him, but we've got some players that can do that. Mateus Nunes has sort of come in. We've got João Gomez, Salima. They're all players that kind of do similar roles.
It's a shame Moutinho's on the back end of his career as well, because obviously in his prime he would have been able to fill that role easy, but he's barely. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he was coming off towards the back end of a lot of games when he sort of as a late sub coming on. So
yeah, pretty much. And I think he's off now to Saudi Arabia as well. I think he's going to join Nuno. So
is it 47 million? They're both going. 47 million. You got to throw him in as well.
Kev, I was going to ask. Is it quite hard to take the fact that Barcelona, if he was going there, you'd understand, but going to Saudi when you're 26, your club captain leaving to go to Saudi Arabia, is it a bit harder to take? Or?
I don't think there's much in it, really, in terms of, like we were saying, the money.
Yeah, but he's gone purely for the money. Like your captain, did you not want a bit of loyalty from your captain? Rather, like if Barcelona, you can understand it's one of the, some players never get the chance to go to Barcelona, so to go there, that's a no-brainer. He's got to go there. But to go to Saudi Arabia at 26, did you feel a bit kind of let down by him?
In some ways, I think most fans will agree that it is a bit of a shame that of all the places to go to, he's gone to Saudi Arabia. He always seems so happy at Wolves. But we can't really argue. We can't really look at it and go, it's a bad situation, because the money's just too good to be true. We were never going to get that.
Nah.
We're talking about a player that was 1 year away from being a free agent.
That's
basically.
what I was going to ask. What's his contract?
I think that's the main thing. Is that he was always going to go anyway, and I think most Wolves fans probably resided to the fact that he was going this season regardless, and the fact you got 47 million for it. But it's just the fact that you slated Wolves all season, so that it was a bit of a rough one. But
just a bit boring.
Neves was your star man essentially. I mean, you needed a few different players around, but he's the one player. If you lost, once you've lost, he's going to need replacing. Is there anyone else you've sort of been linked with at the minute? Because I know I heard a little rumour that Spurs are still interested in Max Kilman, and I know you don't really appreciate that.
No, you can keep your grubby little hands away from Max Kilman for now.
I don't know,
unless of course the price is right.
Yeah, I do like him. I think they'd probably want you guys would probably want about 40 million for him. I reckon 45, but then you put the English tax on that as well. But correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't have as good of a season last year as he did the season before. So has his value dropped a little bit?
I don't think it's dropped too much. I think his season maybe was on a slight downturn, mainly because of his supporting cast. Nathan Collins came in. He is probably going to turn out to be a half-decent player, but he really struggled at times, made a lot of mistakes, gave the ball away a lot. And, Kilman's kind of cleaning up on that. And then we've got Totti as well. He's young. But then it wasn't until really we got Dawson in that Kilman's performances sort of picked up again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a mixed bag season for him, but I think he's still going to be a great player for Wolves.
Yeah, touching on Dawson, I was baffled at the time that West Ham let him go, because he's a fox in the box from corners for starters, but he's still a good defender. I know he's obviously aging a bit, but when you got him, I was like, that's a good signing, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's probably an indication of the kind of signings that we need going forward now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's obvious we can't spend loads of money. In fact, I think our sporting director came out and said that we're only going to be spending like 8 to 15 million or something around those figures on players this year. Maybe 3 to 6 players, and Dawson kind of fits that. So did Lamina. And the people that we're looking at, or at least we've got links to, they're probably in that similar sort of range. And anybody above that is, I don't think really in the running. For a club like Wolves, we don't have that big draw for some of those players to come to us. So we're going to have to, maybe pick a few Championship players, pick some of those more experienced players. To fill in those gaps that we've now got.
I was going to ask, Kev, is there any names that you've been linked with, or anyone that you like yourself that you can think of? Because I've got a good shout for you. I'm thinking someone like you're saying about a bit of creativity and goals from midfield, maybe. What about someone like Philip Billing from Bournemouth? Because now
you love Philip Billing.
They're a cert to go down. They've got rid of Gary O'Neill. Someone who can get some goals. I think he got over 10 goals in the league last season. So someone who can get a few goals from midfield for you. Different type of player to Neves, but
I think it's complete polar opposites.
You don't have to.
Joe, what? James Ward-Prowse, mate. There you go. You probably get 30 minutes
as well. To be fair,
I think that's a big signing.
40,
would be to replace Neves anyway.
I just don't think we're going to be able to pull those kinds of players. But I take either of them as options. And I think we do need. I'd say we've got probably about 3 decent defensive midfielders on the team with Lamina and João Gomez and Boubacar Traore. I think we just need something a bit more creative now, a bit more of an attacking midfielder, to be quite honest.
Yeah, you're not wrong, to be fair.
James Maddison, would you take him?
You're not getting James Maddison. No, but, I wanted to talk a little bit on the Saudi situation as well. Obviously, you being here with the Neves, it stemmed that, essentially. There's also links with 4 Chelsea players going today. N'Golo Kante signed. Mendy, the goalkeeper. Hakim Ziyech. And Koulibaly.
See the Kula one as well.
At this rate, I'm going to end up watching Saudi Arabian football if all these players keep going there.
It's really annoying, isn't it? Because Chelsea went on an absolute mad one and spent 600 million, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then this summer they need to level their books out. And they've been let off because Saudi are going to pay over the odds for all their players. So they've been let off the hook, haven't they?
But I was saying to you, actually, funny enough, earlier, Kev, obviously we've seen it in the past where America tried to do the whole spend a shit ton of money and get all these players in, and China tried to do it. But it seems like Saudi Arabia have got that little bit of an extra pull at the minute, because you remember when China, they got players like Hulk and Oscar and stuff went there, and I was like, okay, there's a few splashes. But Saudi Arabia are cleaning up. They're cleaning up.
They've got more money than anyone's ever had, haven't they? They've got silly money.
That's what I mean. I think it's going to get scary at some point, because like I joke, like we're going to end up watching Saudi Arabian football, but at this rate, we might have to, mate. You were talking about a stick, weren't you? You might have to get me one of them find out where you get them sticks from.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I don't know what you're talking about.
But no, it's a crazy situation. Obviously, I mean, there's been about 6 or 7 players that I can think of off the top of my head that have already gone. There's players like Zaha linked. Like, when does it stop?
I reckon Firmino might go. There's not really been that many links.
But that's what I mean. If Real Madrid are offering 30 and someone from Saudi Arabia offering 45, who's Liverpool going to take?
He's already left on a free, mate.
Well, there you go.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
But if someone's offering him 200 grand a week and Saudi offering 500 grand a week,
exactly.
You can't blame it at the end of his career. I get that. The Neves one at 26, though, I will never understand. He's not even in his prime.
Nah, it's mental.
He's got greedy there, hasn't he?
What's your take on it anyway, Kev? What do you think about the whole Saudi situation?
I think ultimately that's the big key thing, is that, China can do it and America can do it, but they don't have the money like Saudi Arabia has.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the big draw. And do you know what? They don't care about how much they spend. You know, who would have thought Ruben Neves would go for 47 million?
Yeah.
The Saudis
it's dropping the ocean, isn't it?
Yeah, if anyone just can sustain it.
But you saw what they did with golf. They did that live golf, didn't they? And then the whole PGA was against it, and they all sort of like split up, and they were banning players and stuff. And now they've just announced that they've joined all as one.
Oh, really?
So sounds like Saudi Arabia trying to take it. They did it with wrestling. They did it with WWE.
So what you're saying is the Prem could potentially be Saudi Arabia.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, they've got that sort of money. They've got
money talks,
go fuck yourself money. Yeah. So they literally can go do whatever they want. Like we spoke about.
They might get Kane.
Oh, I mean,
offer him $1 million.
I mean, if they come in with 150 mil, Levy's going to be like, yeah, that's fine.
$2 million a week.
Take it. Take my money.
Wages.
Yeah, I think it's a crazy situation. Obviously, only time will tell where it all ends up. But yeah, it's a bit of a scary road at the minute. I mean, if we keep losing all these superstars to Saudi Arabia, but then I sort of thought about it after what I'm saying now. I thought about it earlier, and I was like, is it any different to what other countries around the world think of what the Prem do? Like, go and take their best players for a lot of money and bring them over to the Premier League.
Oh, because the Premier League is the best standard league, so you can understand that.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that,
It's for one reason and one reason only.
But it's mad, but when does it stop? If they go get all these world-class players or these top talent players...
But you'd like to think some players will come out and say, no, I'm not going there. I want to play in the best league in the world, not in Saudi.
Yeah, but the problem is, the more players that go there...
The top players that's in the prime of their careers aren't going to go.
Yeah, I was about to say, take prime of your career.
I'm worried about Salah. They're probably coming for Salah. It would be like 200 million for Salah or something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And you can't really turn that down. But it's a madness. Anyway, we've been cracking on. Kev, obviously really appreciate you joining us, mate. Always a pleasure. And hopefully we'll look to get you on a bit more in the future. Maybe do a Wolves keep, sell, loan or something like that.
You could be our Wolves correspondent.
Yeah, no, you're definitely our go-to Wolves fan.
I can be.
But yeah, really appreciate you coming on, mate. And yeah, we'll obviously speak to you soon.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me on, guys.
No worries.
Mate.
See you later, mate. Bye.
But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Obviously, you know what to do. If you enjoy the content, like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Smash it, mate.
Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye.